Welcome to React.js. This is Vivin here, and in the last class, we actually looked at how to create an app using create React app module. So in this one, let's look at what all the files that it created and what is the project structure that we have with all these files. How and what are these files? So let's look at the project. So if you see here, I'm using Visual Studio Code, but you can use any editor. There's no hard and fast rule of which one you should use. I just used to it, so that's why I'm using Visual Visual Studio Code. And if you see, I'm in my app folder that I created before. I'm gonna go and say yarn start, because I'm using yarn for this. And what it will do is it will open up localhost 3000 because that's how it's set up, and that's my app that it created automatically for me. Now this is a yarn log file. You should not play with this file, as it says this is an auto-generated file. So do not edit this file. We have a readme file which will tell you how to start your project, how to test your project build, and all the different options around here. The most important file is the package.json file. It will talk about what your app name is. You can change it here. Your version of the app is 0.1.0. Is it private? What are the dependencies that it's using? What libraries is it using? What is the React library it's using? React DOM, which is used for rendering, and React script, which is used for building and deployment. So these all files and dependencies are available in this particular package.json file. So you have scripts available here. What are the scripts we are running right now? When we say yarn start, it calls this particular function. When you say yarn build, it will call this one. So these are all the different options that are available for you. Next is Git Ignore. If you're planning to put this file on Git, it already generated this file to you, which will ignore all these files when you're pushing it to the server, to Git server, because you don't need all these files. This is generated as per user preferences, like local user. So if you're working as a team, you can give the Git URL to your friend and or your peer, and that peer will actually download the files only needed and generate all these files on his computer by himself. Next is the source files. These are the CSS, JS, and SVGs, the JS files. So all the files that you need for the project, and we'll go over all these files as and when we run the code. If you go to index.js, you'll probably see this is the base component, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll look at in the next sections. There's also public, which has all the static files that are available for your project is available here. This is the most root item for your project, and if you go to app.js here, this is where it creates the basic app. And if you see here, it says in my project, in my browser, it says edit src. This is where the file is coming from. If I remove something from here and save it, it will automatically compile the project again, and if you see, it will show it the difference there. I can change, I can add things, and whatever I add, it will update right on the browser as in when I code it. So these are all the files that we'll be using. Again, there's another folder here called as node modules. Now if you're not familiar with Node, I'll say probably get a handle of Node and then continue this process. But what it does is it takes the package.json files, sees what all file dependencies needs, and that those dependencies are created here for us, and much more. This is what create React app produces for us, and that's how you can build a quick project quickly to get started and run and build a project easily for you.